Hello everybody, so this is just going to be a very short and sweet video on the subject of translating. Many people ask me, should I translate when I'm learning a foreign language? Should I translate my new vocabulary into my first language? And I really love throwing my students at the deep end by saying that no, try to stay away from translation for as long as you can, for as much as you can. And the reason is this. When you're learning English and you translate, you're learning a different skill, right? So think about this. If you're learning English through a translation, you translate every single sentence into your first language, and then you just do it in reverse. When you do that, the only skill that you learn is translating, all right? So do you want to translate into a foreign language? Are you planning to work as a professional translator, or do you actually want to speak language? If you want to speak language, all you need to do is just focus as much as you can on speaking the language and listening to the natural English, and try to stay away from translation for as long as you can. It is really important, and I can't emphasize this enough. If you can, try to use monolingual dictionaries. Don't go to English to your first language dictionaries. They might be great and they just absolutely amazing, but they will teach you a different skill. They will teach you to translate, and you will always have your first language in your head as an intermediary which you have to jump over, or which you have to get through if you have to say something in English. You won't learn to speak English fast and naturally if you keep passing through that intermediary bit in your brain. So when I speak English, and English is nothing like my first language, so I trained it, I learned it, I practiced it through a lot of work, including pronunciation and everything like that. But I did have to get rid of that Russian or Ukrainian element in my brain, which I really had to pass through when I was speaking English. That took me so much time, and I only became a more fluent speaker when I just started thinking in English. No joking, I started thinking in English, and I learned how to get rid of that first language element or segment of my brain that I really had to pass through every time I had to speak English. But this video, I'm not suggesting that one language is better than the other. They're all fantastic, they're all great, and there's no point in trying to imagine that you have a different first language, because there's no really point, guys. You know, all languages are fantastic, all languages are equally great and phenomenal, and we have to try and help every single language survive, because they present us in the way that we are, and they're very close to our heart, you know. But if you're trying to speak English fast, if you really want to speak English naturally, you just need to stop translating right now, and you should really start trying to extract words, to make words come out naturally out of your mouth without passing through that intermediary first language segment. So that will make your English very fluent, and it will minimize the first language influence on the English you speak. I hope that you found that video helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know how you think your first language has influenced your English language learning process, and whether you translate. So what are your thoughts on that? And by the way, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave in the comment section a situation or your memory of a situation when the first language interference got you into trouble, and you actually were a little bit embarrassed because you used something in an unnatural way. Things such as feel myself, you know, focus instead of focus, and things like that. But the latter being a pronunciation thing, I'm sorry. But just yeah, just generally think of a situation that put you into trouble because you were not thinking in English, and your first language influenced your English to an extent that it got you into trouble. If you could leave that in the comments, I'd really appreciate that. Give this video a massive thumbs up, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next video. Bye bye guys, take care.